Okay, guys, good evening. I'm going to work on some stuff that's not very exciting, but needs to be done. Nonetheless, and I don't think we took a look at these once I was done with them. Let's fire this up, this other light. I'm not going to be able to do that, am I? I'm going to need to power up the computer and plug it in. There we go. Once you fire that up, then you have access to this little light here because it's a USB type light. And this was the pieces of sticks that I stained the other day. And to show you exactly what we plan on doing with this, or at least what I think we're going to plan on doing with this, let's grab a building that doesn't look really exciting at this point. So you get, say, like a roadhouse, like a row house. What's up, Darren? So we got this, we already did the floor. This sits like this. Let's do the full Monty. Let's bring the street out here. Of course, there'll be something on the other side of the street. We're not going to see that. And this sits just on a little ledge like this. So you've got a sidewalk and we've got the road. Now, so what's missing, and actually what I'm going to do with this is I will actually put some of these remainder pieces and put them, one of these should be fine, and just put it underneath here. So this will be the same height. Okay, and because the detail or the rough part of the road is not in the final edges. If it was, then this isn't going to be able to sit flat against it. So that's just going to sit something like that. Of course, this is all removable, interchangeable. And you've got a wreck building, which looks pretty good, but it's missing something. So what's it missing? Well, I mean, if this was sitting like this and got blown all to hell, certainly there's going to be some beams and stuff from the roof. And I don't know how many of these I would need for it to be believable. I'm not going to glue them down. They're just going to, and they don't do anything other than add ambiance. And we'll move this, so let's see if we can adjust this so we got a little bit more of a height advantage. Okay, hopefully this doesn't topple over. And then we will bring what we worked on. If you remember the color that the bricks used to be, almost like this rosé color, and we stained them. And now they're more in line with, actually I can't even tell what color they are. Let's see if I can get this. There we go, that's a little better. More in line with the color of the building. And these are supposedly made out of ceramic. And then you can do something like, you know, there was bricks in this wall and they all got blown to hell, so some of them are going to show up here. I'm not planning on gluing them down And I'm not sure that I have enough, but I think 16,000 would be a start. Now let's see if I can show you what that looks like and not block my light, which of course is, hey, this is in Francis Ford Coppola. And then when you put folks in here defending it, and of course you're going to have some of these bricks that are going to and they'll be picked up after each. So that's what we're looking like. And they actually came out really nice as far as a variation of colors on there. So all the bricks are done. I got plenty more. And invariably, I'm going to lose a few here and a few there. But they were rather expensive. About $60 worth. But at least they look really good. I was a little concerned when I got them. So this is, let's see if that'll stay there in its place. And let's pull out the one vehicle that's not on a stand. I haven't put it on a stand. I don't know if I'm going to. It's the one vehicle I have I didn't paint. Little taxi. I've had that for a long time, but I didn't paint it. Now, what am I looking at? Because I can't really see with this. I'm trying to look into the light. Well, I got really good lighting here, but it's not necessarily set up for. Yeah, so this is what you're going to have battlefields are going to kind of look like. So what I want to do tonight is I want to make more of these. I have a very limited amount of them. And certainly individually painting them would not be the way to go. Just giving stains to them or something like that should work just fine. And of course, you could have some Jerry down here trying to break into the place. These feet do get to be kind of incorrigible. And because I have a privacy screen, well, I have a screen protector on my phone, which is kind of like a privacy screen. Because I have that, I can't really see. There we go. If I hide like this, I can. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. So I think it needs the bricks because even without that, it just looks kind of flat, like it's missing something. A little two-dimensional. That's how we're going to move forward with it. And just for scale, all of these buildings I have are destroyed. Yeah. So this has kind of the look that we're looking for. Yeah, I think you have to have the bricks. It looks so empty. And actually, this amount of rubble inside is reasonable. The real house would probably have a lot more. Okay, let's see if I can show you guys. It's going to be really tricky because I can't see what your camera's saying, but that is just the right amount of rubble in there. And of course, if there's somebody on the bottom floor, you'll have to remove it and play it like that. But that looks, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm pretty happy with that. So that's what we're going to move forward. But we're going to need more. We need more of those little beams because just with one building, I've used them all up. Or I've used half of them up anyways. So. All right, so let's move this stuff out of the way. And let's get started. Because I got about an hour in me. I figured that was a pretty decent, that's a reasonable task for an hour. Let's move these guys out of the way. We don't want the figures falling. I don't have to clean up these bricks right now. We're just going to scoot them so they don't fall on the floor. And we'll move them to my other table over here. That's kind of my staging area. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So I have this vision what I want it to look like. And as long as it meets that, then we're good. If it doesn't meet that, nah, I'm not happy. All right, so let's these are the extra pieces that we've got. I think we just used the matchsticks. I got like a set of matchsticks. Matchsticks with no matches. Mini sticks, sorry. Made in the USA. Hey, the one thing made here. Mini sticks. I've had these a long time. Finally got around to using them. All right, let's grab. Let's grab about that many. I think those are available at the old woman's store, as I like to call it. Joann's Fabrics. Which I could spend multiple hours in there, but I get looked at funny. Like, what am I doing here? Like a grandma at Foot Locker. All right, so we're just going to break this in pieces. I'm actually not going to trim any of this stuff off. I'm going to leave it as it is. That's too much work. And unnecessary. Big ones. And we got a couple of cups going on here with some liquids in them. We'll dip them and have them soaked in. And we'll see if somebody shows up. Never know if somebody's going to show up. I did start a little later than I wanted to, but doing something's better than nothing. What happens if I do this? These are not my good clippers. What happens if I cut some like this? Yeah, that'd be okay too. We need to raise this a little bit, get a little bit more of a height advantage. Now, these are not my good clippers. We would not be doing this with the Tamiya clippers. Those things are way too expensive. So I watched a video the other day of, actually not the other day, yesterday, of Little Wars Historicon coverage. I'd heard that dropped. I thought it was going to be better. And the thing is I really didn't see anything there that I missed. Like, you know, I don't know, kind of sad, anticlimactic. See if I can move this to another position. I have a chance of seeing what's on the screen. There we go. Maybe that's a little bit better for that. And what if we lose this one? Okay. Okay, now I have a chance that if somebody types something on the screen, I'm able to actually see it. Okay. Yeah, I didn't miss not going. I mean, and I had a good time every single time I went. It was just like, it's kind of a big pain in the butt. It's a lot of days off. It's a lot of driving. And going to shop and look at the vendors isn't good enough. I didn't see any games that they had posted that I was dying to try. I just have a different outlook about it than maybe most people. Yeah, you can see a great game and then, it's no fun. Or people show up there and they're just assholes, you know? You can run into that. Hold on one second. Um, I went many years. I was excited about going every year, and the last time I went, I was kind of like, yeah, just kind of lost a whole lot of interest. I always found people that lived really close to it, and then they couldn't go. Oh, it's in the summertime. Oh, it's all. It's like, dude, it's in your backyard. It's like half an hour from where you live. Why would you like? You know when it's going to be. You know it's going to be in July. Come up with a different excuse. It's like if you can't be excited about going to a convention, it's in your backyard, 30 minutes away. Why should I drive 15 hours to go to it? But vacation days are at an extreme premium. So having to not use 4 for that convention is kind of nice. Actually, I didn't check if War Games Soldiers and Strategies are already out for us non. I think if you subscribe to it, it's available for you. I don't subscribe to it. I just want to buy the digital copy. I don't want to have to commit to, having to buy the next episode if it's the next issue, if it's about a subject that I'm not interested in. Because like this particular one that came out, I'm excited to because it's all like Normandy, World War II stuff. I mean, if it was somewhere else in Normandy, somewhere else in World War II, I'd also be excited. But that's mainly what the focus of the episode is. Keep calling it episode. Issue. What if the next issue is all about the American Civil War? I don't want to buy that one. That happened to me when everybody was like, hey, you should subscribe to Slingshot. The ancient war games magazine Slingshot. So I did. And I found zero value in having it for a year. I had it for a year, and occasionally it was an article that was interesting, but it was, a lot of it was other rule sets I don't play. So, anyhow. And I don't really want to buy it and then be waiting around for it to come in, like order the physical copy. Well, that's what happened to me. I've got something that should have been in a couple days ago. I got a really good deal on it, and I am going to do an unboxing on it when I get it here. It's nothing exciting. It's a vehicle. It's a 1/72nd scale vehicle that I found out is very difficult to get a hold of. And I got a really good price on it. And they're fiddle fucking around and they're not bringing it here. The typical U.S. Postal Service antics. They'll tell me like 4 days ago, it's supposed to deliver, first of all, yesterday. And this is like a week ago, it's supposed to deliver yesterday, but it was already like in Jacksonville or Atlanta or something like that. I'm like, okay, why is it going to take you an extra 5 days to get it here? I said, well, I don't really need it. I'm working on other stuff anyways, but that's kind of ridiculous that it's nearby and they're not going to deliver until Wednesday. Oh, well. Well, Wednesday came and went yesterday, and they didn't deliver it. And then I got an email this morning that it got moved to the local post office, actually the post office in the next little town over, and it's set for delivery today. And it still hasn't delivered. So, you want something fucked up, get the Postal Service involved in it. They fumble the handoff all the time. I'm just waiting for them to put a notice on my door. Well, we tried to deliver it, but you weren't home. Or we tried to deliver it and you refused it. I've had that actually happen to me before. I've been waiting on something for a long time, and they actually, they went and delivered it the following day, but it pissed me off. Not only did you not deliver it when you said you were going to deliver it, but you said I told them until you basically made a liar out of me. Like, yeah, no. So anytime I've ever ordered, this wasn't through Amazon, this is actually through eBay, but anytime I've ever ordered something from Amazon and it's been an issue, it's because at some point they decided to do a handoff to U.S. Postal Service and it added extra days, If I wanted the U.S. Postal Service to deliver it, I wouldn't have ordered it through Amazon. I know a lot of people have problems with Amazon drivers. I don't. They're always happy. They don't tear up my driveway. Have I something not delivered on time? Sure. 1 out of like 100. Usually they actually deliver earlier than they said they're going to. Don't you hate it when they do that? So, if you work for the U.S. Postal Service, my condolences. Yeah, maybe you're not the problem. But somewhere in there, it's, there's a shit show going on. So we're going to stain these in a couple different colors. We're going to leave them overnight, and then we'll come back. So, kind of a short session, especially since none of you guys are on here anyway. So, no big deal. I got on here later than expected, an hour later than expected, but got to do stuff with the family also. You guys had me for a whole week all to yourselves. break off both of the sides here. I'm gonna find this stuff everywhere. Let's break a couple of these short. A couple of these once again. I leave this one long, but they don't really fit in the cup. I got to put too much liquid in there. Yeah, that's totally not going to work. Okay, these are all the sticks that we said we're going to do. Let's clean these up. This is a lot quicker than using an X-Acto knife. Well, it's Thursday. We've almost made it. Except you folks that end up working on weekends because you slack off during the week. Always hated when you only had, the only day you had off was a Sunday. It's like, man, things are open on Sunday more than they used to, but it used to be like, man, there's half the businesses, or even more than half the businesses, are closed on Sunday. All you can do on Sunday is go to the grocery store, attend a funeral, or go to church. Leave that one as is. Leave that one as is. And then I got at least three different colors. We're going to mix this a batch of a couple different colors. I think I need to go a little darker just to mix it up a little bit. Getting there. I've had these little sticks for every bit of 25 years, maybe even longer. Never did anything with them. No. The time is now. These are probably good for fence posts too. I got to build a little wooden fence type thing for one of the scenarios coming up. Well, we could do that when we get there. Got to fix up my hedgerows. Got a fair amount of hedgerows built. I don't know if I don't think they come up to the standards of now, but they should be able to be fixed. They should be able to be fixed. So they all look like everything's been made by some painter, not like stuff that's been like commercially bought. Maybe you bought from something else. The only thing, like I said, the only thing I ever have is made by somebody else is there was a vendor that was selling this little guy. I got that thing probably around 1997, something like that. No, we were still in Tampa, right? In the last. Oh no, yeah, no, we were still in Tampa. I'm sorry. It would have been like 2002, 2002, 2003, something like that. The only thing I've ever bought painted, and I would have painted it myself, but it's an old Matchbox car or a Hot Wheels. I don't know which one it is. Another vehicle for the the partisans to pour out of there. Did some kind of unexpected deep dives on the figures. I wasn't really expecting that. Last couple times I've done, it's kind of refreshing. Found a bunch of stuff I didn't know I had. That's always nice. No point in buying new stuff if the old stuff is a surprise to you. All right, so what do we have in here? Well, this one's dried up completely. Oh, there's some other bricks in here too. I mean, like 4 or something like that. All right, let's not use that one. What do we got in here? I know we've got some color mixed in here already. Let's get rid of this. This is holding that down. Let's get a brush we don't love so much. And let's see what color's in here. Almost like a rusty brown type thing. Well, let's add some more paint. Let's add some more liquid. We're going to need to sink this stuff. Okay, and let's add some more color. Let's go. I got a lot of black. Let's add some black to it. Of course, we're just using good old craft paint. Geez, did I even make a difference? Now these things are really, really flimsy. Yeah, it's darker. For sure, for sure. Let's grab a long one. Yeah, it's good for a mix. All right, so I'm gonna take some of these and I'm just gonna dump them in here. We're not painting them individually. That would be anal. Let's take about half of them or so. It's not really a problem to go too dark because the wood is a really light color. It's not going to pick up all of the color. Now this should look maybe a little charred. Maybe a little more than that. Now we're going to leave these overnight. Now I'm going to take the other one which already has like black. So let's add some. Almost out of this. We need more liquid because it needs to be taller. Let's submerge this stuff in here. And if this is a similar color, that's fine. I think they need to look a little bit more charred anyways. You know, you take something like, I'm going to take the rest of these, and we're going to dump them in here. And they should fit. It's funny, it's not absorbing that much paint, but if you go and you actually paint the thing, different either. You know what? Let's open this up. Stuff's pretty watery anyways. We're totally winging this, but you know what? I've been winging most of this the whole time. And I haven't learned my lesson yet. It's turning out pretty well, pretty much everything. That's not my first rodeo. Put a few more there for good measure. So this is just going to be a short episode, especially if we're not having any back and forth, which is fine, you know. I dared not make a cup of coffee. I've gotten in the habit of having a cup of coffee in the evening after 8 p.m. frequently, and I'll get to bed, but I'm not having very restful sleep. I'm having like work dreams, like that's hazard pay. Having work dreams come in confused, you're pissed off, you wake up in the morning, you're like, what the, you know? Oh, that was just a dream. You know, you're being tortured. Yeah, so I'm gonna let these guys soak overnight. I'm gonna lay them out on the paper towel in the morning. And same thing with this. Aren't you worried about them swelling up? No. They don't have to be a certain shape or anything. So, we got those. And yeah, that's where we're going to do that. We're going to do a mixture of the bricks laying out. Like I said, it looks pretty darn good so far. You know, it looks pretty barren without anything on it. You know, it's pretty barren. So just adding some rubble and stuff on here. You know, that just doesn't necessarily represent anything. You know, you can't like hide behind that stick or something like that. That's not what it's there for. But when you start putting something like that, and then you know maybe some bricks. Somebody's like, "Hey, you need to get a little vacuum." I'm like, no, we don't want to suck these things up. You know, something like that. You know, then you can have folks up here, and it looks the part. And obviously, we've got some of this stuff in on the street as well. So yeah, this is 16,000 bricks, but I'm telling you what, you can go through it pretty quick. So when I lay this out, I'm gonna have to use a lot less than this if I'm doing like 6 buildings. So I really don't want to roll into getting more bricks at this point. Let's use the bricks that I have. So anyhow, that's what we're gonna do. Is we're gonna wait for those things to stain. And yeah, you can see the bricks that I got were pretty much almost a uniform color. And then when we did the washing on them and stuff, we've got some variations there now. So I'm pretty pleased with how they turned out. And this is a mixture of the 1/72 scale bricks and some 1/87 as well. So you've got some variations in size and stuff like that. No need to break them in half and things like that. So pretty happy with how that turned out. Okay, folks, that's it for tonight. We'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.